basically going to tell you stories that I've heard over the last few days and stuff that we've known from the family about him. First of all, hockey. I want to talk about hockey. Hockey was a great part of his life. He started out as a kid playing roller hockey and ice hockey in Brooklyn. And from what I heard, he was a great player. And I also had a chance to play against him when he was older, but he was still very good. He traveled with his hockey team to Canada, to Wisconsin, to Michigan, and they won 3 championships in 1967, 68, and 69. I heard he was so good then that he became very close to being drafted by a professional hockey team, which we all know was very, very difficult. Later on, after playing hockey, he then went on coaching with Bob at Belmont Merritt High School. He coached there for 15 years. And I asked Bob to tell me some of the stories that happened. And one of the things he said was that Mickey could never get the kids' names right. Even though he was coaching them for months and months, he was always messing up the names. And those of you guys who play hockey and know when this line shifts changes, he would call out a name and it wasn't the right name. And he would call it again and they wouldn't move. And then he finally would say, "Get out there, whatever your name is." So they also won 2 national county championships while he was coaching there. But most of all, what Bob told me was he really taught the kids how to have fun while playing hockey. And he wanted to mold them to be good human beings and have fun playing hockey. Besides, the great skills he was able to teach them. The next part of his life that I found out obviously was very important to him was music. He loved music. Some of his favorite singers and bands were Elvis Presley, the Doves, and the Platters. I heard a story that he loved music so much that he worked in Uniondale in the Army building. There was a telephone intercom, and somehow he jimmy rigged the intercom to play Italian music throughout the whole Army building that day, and nobody knew where it's coming from.
Good morning, Vietnam.
The other thing he loved was comedy. He loved Jackie Mason, the Honeymoons, Don Herrera, and I went to Jackie Mason with him once, and I gotta tell you, we came out here, our stomachs were hurting, we were laughing so much. And the other great thing about Nick was he had a great hearty laugh. His laugh made you laugh. Going on to the next area that I've learned a lot over the last 2-3 days is his Army career. He was a sergeant major. He was in Iraq, and he was in Germany during the Desert Storm. And that takes a lot of guts to do all those things. He never complained, and he went back for more. Growing up, when I met Nicky, I was about 17, so I know him about 30 years. The first time I saw him, and we were talking about work, I said to my father-in-law, what exactly does he do? So, straight. I thought he was maybe the CIA.
It's so true.
I so true. Now I'm going to get the answer. And lo and behold, they don't know. He has the name, the International Man of Michigan. On a serious note, I was very glad to hear of what a hard worker he was. His work ethic was 2 extra hours, you couldn't do it. On one of the tours before, they told me that he told all the guys in his troop, before they leave, they had a pack really small. Just bring the duffel bag, no more. We won't let you on the plane. So everybody was going, and they can only bring the duffel bag. Well, he showed up with a whole truck. So, I heard he brought his own lounge chair and his stereo and music. The other thing I heard was, in Iraq, he was the only one who had a satellite phone, and he would go around from soldier to soldier and say, here, call your family, call your family. He knew how to loosen people up during difficult times. I was never in the army, but I can only imagine being all the way over there with, gunfire and bombs, and how he would loosen people up. I was told by joking and by singing songs. His main job was, I believe, getting supplies to people. And from what I understand, he was something like a combination between Radar in the Mass Show and The Sopranos. Somehow, he got the soldiers what they needed, whether it fell off a truck. Somehow, he found, you all know how much red tape there is in the army sometimes. And you would have to fill out papers and papers to just get a pen or a hammer or something. And somehow, he always found a way to get that. He had a little saying I heard, TCS, taking care of soldiers. I just want to say, closing with the Army, that he would be so proud of all your support over the last 3 days. And I don't have all the names, but I know Brillo and Valenti. You guys have been tremendous with the family and all of you. Thank you so much. He would love you to go into the Army. I just want to talk about the family a little bit now. First of all, his wife, Nancy, who I always thought was a great lady, and I know how good they got along. Whenever we were around them, they were always, I never really seen them fight. They really